Hi, my name's Charlie Thorburn. Welcome to Mordor Gundogs. This week we're going to do a video and it's about praising your dog, okay? More to the point, it's about not praising your dog. People are going to be going, what do you mean don't praise your dog? What I mean is a lot of times people's dogs do something really well and then as soon as they praise it, it all goes to hell, okay? It sounds really stupid because everyone wants to reward their dog. They want to praise them. Now, any of you who've watched me before will know I'm not really a tip-bit treat trainer. It's not my bag. I'll do it with a dog that's shy or doesn't trust me yet. But most dogs that we work with, you know, we're lucky. We tend to just work with sort of the breeds we know: Labradors, Spaniels, some Pointers, but all the sort of gun dog breeds. We do deal with some other dogs as well. I've always got a sheepdog, a border collie, and we do help people with other dogs. But the thing about this sort of obsession with rewarding your dog is one of the things I say to people. I've got two kids, okay? They're 9 and 3. I don't walk around my house with a pocket full of pound coins, dishing them out every time one of them puts a sock on, or one of them puts their cereal in the bowl, or one of them doesn't pour milk on the floor. There's things you've got to expect from them, okay? There's things you expect as the child or the dog grows. There's things you just expect them to do, and you're not going to just pay them and bribe them. I mean, maybe some people do, and they're probably much better parents than I am, but it's not my bag, okay? There's expectations about life, okay? I don't tell anyone who works for me every day when they turn up, thanks for coming to work. You know, it's their job. They get paid to do it. They like doing it. They don't need reward for it. But if someone does something extra special, then yeah, sure, we'll give them a reward. And it's exactly the same with a dog. Now, this is Blue, okay? Blue is obviously a fox red Labrador. He's a very handsome boy. Blue is off to New Zealand in the early part of 2024, which is pretty exciting for him, pretty exciting for us. We've had a few dogs there before, but not many. It's a long old way. So hopefully his owner's going to come and get him and spend some time and hang out with us and learn about Blue, and that because he's going to be a great gun dog. But Blue's life evolves around work. He loves retrieving. He loves playing with me. He loves doing stuff with me. He doesn't need a reward. He doesn't need like a biscuit. He doesn't need me to pat him. In some ways, he's almost like when you go to pat him when he's working, he actually moves his head out of the way and he's like, no, get off, I'm working. And I've seen this with my older dogs. My kids are out with me when the dogs are working and they come up and try and cuddle the dog, and the dog literally does that. Not in a mean way, just, no, sorry, I've got things to do. In exactly the same way you or I would if we're sitting at our desk trying to write an email or we're on the phone, we just put our hands up and say, just give us 5 minutes. We're just in the middle of something. They don't need the praise because they love what they're doing, okay? And that's the key. And this obsession with every time your dog sits and stays, you have to reward them. We leave the dog sitting and staying, okay? We walk away. We go back to him. And if I reward him going, good boy, then he's going to start jumping around. He's not, because he's pretty well trained, but he's more likely to go, oh, I got a reward. And he's going to start jumping around and playing the fool. Sit. Whereas if I just walk away calmly, and this is on my sit and stay video, so have a look at that, and I walk back, his reward is the fact that, and I walked into this field over here, over that gate there, sort of 150, 200 meters away, I dropped a retrieve. I dropped one of these. And his reward is he gets to go and get it. Roy, sit. 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 Now, I took the retrieve from him, and the first thing I did was put a bit of pressure on him. Sit, because I know this guy. He's like, where's the next one? And he's going to start leaping around. So I'm very quick to say, no, you just calm down. Now I'm going to try and do another one. I'm going to just throw one for him. I'm going to send him out. And this time when he comes back, I'm going to take him off him. I'm going to make a fuss of him. And you'll see the difference in the dog and the focus, and also just the ease and the fun of it all, the handling and everything else. Blue. So I'm just giving him a quick good boy to come back, and then, well done, good boy. And you see, and then you see he starts leaping around and he's nibbled at my hand and he's being silly, and because I just went to praise him, okay? Now, people go, oh, that doesn't matter, I don't care. That's fine, that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying that how we do this is how everybody should do it and my rule's the only rule. This is just how I do it. These videos are all about how we do it here. We've been doing it for like 20 years and it's what suits us. And when I take a retrieve off a dog, I don't want them leaping up to my face. I don't want them bashing me in the stomach with their feet or anything. I don't want them doing that. If you want your dogs to do that, then you can do what you like. And that's the whole thing. It's all about training the dog and working with the dog to do it how you want to do it. But I just needed to get this point across about praising the dog, because we see so many times people come for a lesson, the dog sits, they stay there, they come back to the dog, and as soon as they praise the dog or they give the dog the biscuit, the dog's off. And then so they've done a nice sit and stay, they've walked away, they've come back, and then as soon as the dog gets the reward, it's off again. Literally 2 fingers, I'm off. We see the same thing retrieving. The dog runs flying in, so blue, blue. The dog comes flying in, they give the dog the biscuit. As soon as they've got the biscuit, they're off again. Because they're not doing it for you. They're not doing it for the want to work with you and to be with you. They're doing it just because you've got a bit of sausage in your pocket. And as soon as they've got the sausage, they're off. Because you haven't got any more sausage anymore. And then you call them again. They're like, oh, have you got more sausage? Great, I'll come and eat that as well. Have that bit of sausage, then they're off again. And the cycle continues. So make sure when you do any of these things, if you want to give your dog a bit of sausage, make sure the sausage is sit, sausage, sit, and remain in control. Don't allow the sausage, the treat, the biscuit, the praise, the razzing them up to mean, that's us done, I'm off. And he's off to find another retrieve. And he would be, this kind of guy with this kind of energy would be a perfect example of a dog that's going to do that. They're going to just zoom off again and go and try and find another retrieve, because that's what they want to do, and that's they're off to suit themselves. Okay, so try and get over this obsession with you've got to reward your dog for putting one foot in front of the other. You've got to reward your dog for sitting and staying. You've got to reward your dog. They don't need as many rewards as you think. We don't need all these rewards all the time, do we? We just need to know that there's a positive vibe around us and people appreciate what we do, but we don't need constant, thanks very much, here's some money, here's this, thanks very much. It's not why we go about our daily business, and if it is, I suggest you go about your daily business in a different way, because it doesn't sound much fun to me. But with these guys, it's just so key to understand that the work, the training, that's what he's focusing on me for. He's looking at me because he wants to do stuff with me, and that's what we need to harness. So here we've got Goose, who's another prime example of just a happy Mordor Labrador. Here, sit. So he's one of our young future stud dogs. Sit up, sit. Bit fidgety, bit excitable, sit. But if I walk back to him, sit. Good boy, look what happens. Okay, sit. So then I have to get him to sit again, sit. Walk away, sit. Now what I want is when I come back to him, he just sits there. But as soon as I go, good boy, and he's off. So he comes in as a retrieve. Sit, sit, sit. Now he so loves jumping up after he gives me the retrieve. Sit. I've got to push him down, give him a little dont on the nose, okay? Sit. And that wasn't even with any praise. So imagine if I'd gone, whoa, well done, or anything else. He doesn't need praise. Because he loves his job, okay? And his job is his praise. Look at him go, he's like, yeah, this is great. Come on, Goosey, good boy. And he comes back with it. Sit. 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 So if anything, I'm actually almost giving him the opposite from praise. I'm doing a firm but calm sit, just to keep him on a level, because he's just itching to basically leap around and be a clown. And that's great. And what we do with Goose is we do our training, we do our formal, all our work with him, we do our healing, we do our sitting and staying, we do our retrieves, sit. We do our sitting on the whistle, we do all the things we're going to do with him, and then at the end we go, Goosey, good boy, come on, Goosey, 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 Goosey. And we do it all at the end, okay? And the reason we do it at the end is because then we're not taking away from the work. Kids in a class, okay? They do their class, they sit there, they pay attention. At the end of the class, they get to go outside and run around and play rugby or football or something. They're not playing football after every maths question. They're not running around the class after every word that they spell right. They've got to do a number of things then they get the reward at the end. And that is a much better way to praise your dog, okay? And I say, go back to it, when I'm talking about praising the dogs, I'm not just talking about attention, I'm talking about biscuits, I'm talking about anything that as soon as your dog's done its good job, you do something and then they just go and they ruin it all. Don't do that, because it's just creating a habit. And the more excitable your dog is, like, this is why I brought Goose and Blue out to this lesson, this video. They're both awesome dogs. They're really great, fun dogs to train. They're real personalities, okay? They're really fun. I mean, they're two of our favourite dogs. We wouldn't tell the other dogs that. But we have to make sure we handle them in the right way. If this was a meek and mild little Labrador girl who was like, oh dear, I'm not sure about this, then, you know, we would make much more of a good boy. Well done. You've done a good job. But you've got to just not just conform to the standard, oh, every time they do something right, we give them a biscuit. It's a load of bollocks, okay? Thanks for watching. I hope you've all learnt something, even if it's How Not to Train Dogs by Charlie Thorburn. And remember, you get out what you put in, which is why Goosey gets so much out, because he puts in so much, don't you, Goosey? Come on then.